Trader Brian Battle of Performance Trust steps in for Trader Talk this morning. Brian, are we in for another roller coaster week this week?
Boy, Chuck, everybody's coming in this morning. We'll see how many survivors made after last week, crawling in after the disaster and the murder and the mayhem of last week. We had a big move in the market, and the volume was massive. That was the thing that might be getting lost in the coverage. So, big move last week, and I think the answer is yeah, we have the probability of having that again this week because all the things that caused the sell-off last week are still in place. The longer-term things like what are the central banks going to do? Hey, is there growth in Europe? And what about the price of oil and the shooting war in the Middle East? So none of those things have changed. We have a chance to have another roller coaster this week for sure.
Do you think it's more of a hiccup, another air pocket, so to speak, or is it more of worse things to come?
Yeah, it's unusual in is that it hasn't happened for so long. We used to have really big market moves, so the fact that it was this big and this deep was a surprise. But I don't think it's an air pocket. I think it's here to say, hopefully, there's no way to run a market. You'd like it to be more efficiently priced and everybody has all the information. But this winging around is a trader's market. It's not an investor's market. So you just have to keep your hat on and make sure you know what your strategy is.
All right, Brian, the Consumer Price Index is in focus this week. What are you watching for?
Yeah, the CPI is a big number. The Federal Reserve really isn't looking at unemployment so much anymore. The U.S. Federal Reserve, they're saying, hey, we're looking for signals of inflation. So we're going to be watching what CPI says to see if there's any kind of reaction out of the Fed.
Any Fed governors tip their hand?
Yeah, last week, Jim Bullard, who's the St. Louis Fed, on Friday during TV said, yeah, maybe we should slow down this quantitative easing thing and maybe we'll take our time raising rates. That put about 300 or 400 points in the Dow Friday afternoon. So everybody is very much watching the Federal Reserve, and the Fed has their thumb on the scale. They're holding rates down, experimental monetary policy. So as they leave the market, our exit experience is going to be experimental also. So we're very cued to what the ECB says, Central Bank of China, and certainly the U.S. Federal Reserve.
All right, Brian Battle of Performance Trust. Have a terrific week. Thanks very much.
All right, Chuck, thanks. You're welcome.